Yes, people, it's yours and truly, Laser LG. Today, Liverpool lost to Real Madrid 3-1 in the first leg of the Champions League. Goals coming from Vinicius Junior, and Salah managed to pull one back. Now we have a special guest. We have Theo Wood, Daz TV, Wierd and Wonderball, Jerseyboy, JK1892, and my boy Finners. Guys, what's your thoughts on the performance? What's your thoughts on Jurgen Klopp opting to change things? Or with Navigator? We're going to start with Jerseyboy.
As I said before, I really want to swear and go really on it, but I'm not going to because I want to keep it a bit PG. But it was probably, for me as a Liverpool fan, probably this was one of the worst performances I've ever seen. For worst for me has to be at Atalanta because we had no shots on goal whatsoever. But I think this game was one of the worst performances because I've only been a fan since 2018 because just because I didn't like football before, but the World Cup made me fall in love with it. So for me, this was absolutely awful. You know, it could have ended 5-6-1. It should have been a penalty on Benzema. Trent does not know how to defend whatsoever. He needs to wake up, and if he doesn't wake up soon, we'll probably need to get a right back to replace him and put him in midfield because it's not working.
Okay. Yes, Jerseyboy, when you said there, it's the worst game you've ever watched, I was thinking to myself, I wonder how lucky you be watching football. And you sort of said it there. You're pretty new to football. There's been worse games than tonight. You know, I echo your thoughts, what you said. You know, we could have played a lot better. I just think the guys lost their head. The first half was bad. You know, Navigator, Gino Wijnaldum as well. Like, he didn't give a great account to himself, considering he was the captain for Liverpool. We just got big Six Bants Monts joined us. You got yourself big Six Bants.
Bro, sorry, man. I'm hurting, so I'm hurting right now.
Nah, we all are, man. We all are.
Like, you know what? Big up everyone here, though, by the way, man. Hope everyone's doing all right. But right now, if I start, I ain't going to stop. So I'll let you, man, take the stage. You see, you're take the stage for now, man.
Sorry, just stop you on there, Big Six Bants. Somebody's got feedback going on. I'm just trying to work out whose microphone's doing that. There was some terrible echo cancellation going on there. Okay. Seems to be all right now. It might be Wierd and Wonderballs. Yeah, you could go ahead, Big Six Bants.
Come on now, Charlotte! Come on now, Charlotte!
Somebody's playing something in the back. Is that you, Jerseyboy?
You should have got a stronger hand to that.
Is that I can hear James Redmond through someone.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was just doing something.
That tickled me. Still, that tickled me.
Anyway, guys. Yeah, man. So basically, where did it go wrong today, man? Where did it go wrong?
It was.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, go ahead, Finners. Go ahead, Finners, because you got to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
It went wrong, yeah. When the referee went, woo. That's what happened.
Yeah.
It went wrong when the referee went.
Yeah, big up to Daz TV just joining us in the place.
Lads, how are you?
Daz TV, we're not too good, Daz, man. We're down in the dumps, man. You know.
Unfortunately, I can't come on here and pick you up, lads, with a bit of Irish spirit of positivity.
How are you feeling, man? I'm just, oh my God. But you know what? What the question was asked to the panel is, where did it go wrong? For me, Finner said from the get-go, from the moment the referee blew the whistle, I agree with him there. You know, we experienced a bit of difficulties on our stream at the start, you know, but for me, from the get-go, it's like the players were sort of like, I wouldn't say starstruck, but they were in awe. You know, Real Madrid just settled into their rhythm quite quickly and then maintained control. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it just wasn't good enough. We had experienced heads in the team, you know, guys like Fab. We're now with them at this level. He was given the captaincy today as well. We should have made a better account of ourselves, man. What's your thoughts, Daz, man?
Yeah, I said in the preview that Madrid are an Asian team. They're not the team that we played in 2018, but they're very, very experienced. And these type of games suit them. This is where they step up. This is what they're about. It's knockout football. It's about coming out on the night. But tonight, to be fair, Liverpool showed no authority, no intensity, no pace. Mane was awful tonight. Trent made a couple of mistakes. He's obviously technically really good in the ball, but defensively there's big question marks tonight. And at this level, when you're playing a Real Madrid side, like the most successful side in the European Cup, a lot of these players have Benzema, other players, Modric have won 4 European Cups at them. So it's, if you make mistakes at this level, you're going to be punished, and that's what happened to us tonight. And we were lucky it wasn't a massacre. We were probably lucky to come away with 3-1 to say, well, there's something to play for. But judging by tonight, we looked very tired. We looked just really drained tonight, and I don't know why. We were very fearful tonight. I thought we were very fearful tonight. I felt Thiago not starting the 2 games against Leipzig. He showed authority. He showed why he's a European Cup winner, and he showed us what he's about, different kind of to the Premier League with Liverpool. And Naby Keita come in tonight again, just did not do anything for us. Was an awful decision to play him. I've no problem with Gini starting in there and Fabinho, but midfield they bossed it tonight. I thought Toni Kroos, Modric were very precise.
Yeah, and it showed the quality.
They kept it simple.
You know, a lot of people writing them off on social media and the various fan channels, saying they're aging, just like you said, we can get at them. And they're still quality players, the serial winners. Don't forget, a lot of those guys in the team won the Champions League 3 years.
Their game management as well, later was exceptional.
Them guys, the 4-time winners in the space of 5 years, you know. But we're going to go into Klopp Talk TV. What do you think about Naby Keita starting? How did you feel about that when you saw his name on the team sheet?
I was a bit surprised, if I'm being honest with you. I was expecting Thiago to be in there, as Darren alluded to. He showed authority, and I was questioning why he wasn't starting in there. Look, I thought it wasn't only Naby that wasn't on, who didn't perform well. I think it was all of the players. I just felt like there was, I think that Madrid's midfield just dominated ours, and it just left us susceptible to and vulnerable to counter-attacks. And I think that high line, I've said it before, I think you cannot rely on Ozan Kabak and Nat Phillips to control that high line. As no disrespect to them, they're not the quickest of players, and that showed tonight because we were so vulnerable at the back. Yeah.
You can see that the targeted those two, you know, the lack of experience.
Exactly.
And you can see Phillips lacks mobility issues. He's all great in the air. He's very physical, you know. I've always picked him up in that aspect. But you can see Vinicius Jr., the targeted that side of the pitch, you know. And I think Trent in the opening 20 minutes was tormented, you know, and you can see he was frustrated throughout the game, you know. The discipline from the boys today wasn't good. You know, they didn't make a good account of themselves on that aspect, you know, because you got to have the discipline and you got to maintain the composure. It's all going to go down, but, you know, you've got to maintain that composure and discipline. It's all about mentality as well within the game. JK, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think the guys have summed up correctly, to be honest. The first half was abysmal. Honestly, that is genuine. I mean, how many times have we said this season that's one of the worst first halves we've had in ages? Or it's one of the worst. I mean, we keep saying, I mean, I said it so many times, but I'll say it again. That was one of the worst first halves we've had under Klopp. I mean, that's just a fact. We played off the park. It was really disappointing. I mean, for me, I wasn't too enthused by the Keita. I wasn't screaming, but I was like, this is a bit confusing. So, and it proved really costly because, like Darren said, we had no authority in the middle of the game. The players didn't really have. We've been on form. We've had a good midfielder, Thiago, Fabinho, it's been working. Why change it against Real Madrid?
I was surprised in that, man.
Demanding. The second half was a bit more positive. We went at them a bit better. We were a bit more accurate. Even still, the whole game was pretty much summed up by poor passing, poor decision making, a lack of discipline, a lack of thought, a lack of accuracy, and it was subpar from everyone. I don't even think there was one standout performance. I know Salah got the goal, but you know, we were having a discussion on Ryan LFC about the role of Salah and what he is as a player. I mean, he's a great player with a goal machine, but you got to say a lot of the times, like, it's just he's such an awkward player to watch. Like, so many times that attacks break up with him, and he did great to get the goal, but that's another discussion. But yeah, it is disappointing, and I'm not really optimistic going into the second leg. I think I'm just looking ahead to Villa.
Yeah, that's what a lot of us are saying. I can see a lot of downbeat faces, and for me personally, we've been here before. As an older fan, I've seen this many times from Liverpool, 2005, 2019. I was actually there in Barcelona at the new camp. And I said to my mates, I said, you know what, we've got a chance. And I tell you why, and you all know why, because of the Anfield factor. And that's the thing that concerns me, is missing this season. So for me, it's a tricky one. I'm still not going to give up hope. You know, I like to be positive and remain, you know, keep the faith. But it's going to be very difficult. Theo, what can we do to improve? How can we turn it around, Theo? What's your thoughts?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, the only thing really going through my head at the minute is this.
No!
Don't do that, man! No! That first game, nice! Oh my days!
Not that music! No!
Listen, we can turn it around, but it's what you just said. We don't have the fans. That's
sorry about that. Sorry to stop you there, Theo. Apologies to leave you in the background. I don't know how long you was there. Weird and Wonderball.
That's good, man. That's good. I was listening in.
Yeah, all right, Theo, you can continue on.
Yeah, right. If we had the fans there, then you know we've got a chance of turning this around. But I mean, we still do. But with the fans, I'd be a lot more confident going into this next leg. I mean, look, and the thing that concerns me most is if we play like this. Obviously we play like this tonight. But say we do manage to get past this and we proceed in this. Obviously that's like the best thing we can ask for at this point. If we come up against, say we get to the final, like best case scenario, and we come up against a City or a Bayern or something like that. If we play like that against them, then it'll be 4-0 before half time. Like we've 3-1 is actually a decent result for us from the way we played today.
Yeah, I agree, man.
Could have been a lot worse.
It could have been a massacre.
It could have been. Yeah, it really could have been. We could see. I mean, at the end, I was calling for Trent to come off because not even because he'd made a few mistakes. It was because you could see how he was like the tensions were flying. He got on a yellow card at the end, and to be fair, him getting on a yellow card, I can see why, because that soft shite Vinicius throwing himself about all game. Like, honestly, God, he needs to.
Yellow doesn't have the yellow card, doesn't it?
Yeah, thanks for your points there, Theo. We're gonna move on to Wierd and Wonderball because they've been waiting a while. Are you with us, guys? You look like you're having a bit of connectivity issues.
Yes, we're here, ladies and gentlemen.
What's your thoughts on that atrocious first half performance? And if there's a miracle that we can turn it around, is there a glimmer, a prayer of hope that we can do something? Can it be one of those crazy turnarounds in football? And can Liverpool FC come back next week, Wednesday? Talk to me, guys, man.
Not unless you've got a time machine, you can get Virgil van Dijk back.
The only thing worse than this result is I got to watch it with my United boy over here.
It's done, man.
Listen, Laser, like my man said, the first half was one of the worst first halves I've seen. Like we were moving crazy. We were getting bodied in every single department. Apart from the last 10 minutes of the first half and the last 10 minutes of the second half, we was just dog shit, beginning to end, just awful, man. Like
you just couldn't get on the ball. The midfielders
couldn't touch the ball,
couldn't retain the ball,
couldn't get near Modric. Like not one single player can hold their heads up high. Like it was trash, man. Trash.
Yeah, guys, thanks for your points there. How can Klopp, tactically change it around for the second leg? Like, what can he do different? Is he going to stick or twist? Do we need to change formation? 4-3-2-1. A lot of guys are calling up for that formation, the 4-4-3. What do we need to do? 4-3-2-1. Because a lot of work needs to be done next week. If we're going to have a glimmer of hope as getting back in the Champions League, staying in this tie, a lot of changes are going to be done. A lot of hard work on that training field needs to be done. It's all good smashing Arsenal to pieces, in games in the Premier League like that. But this is elite competition. This is the high level. We've got to do much better, much better. We can't go into next week and see our way through and feet on. Because if Real Madrid get a goal back, that's my concern now. All Real Madrid needs to do is sit in.
Yeah. Just quickly,
Yeah.
My issue with going 4-2-3-1 is that we were struggling to get near the man in midfield with three in there. So if we go to 4-2-3-1, we're losing a body in midfield. Modric is going to be finding spaces. Kroos is going to be running things again. Like I I think we've got to be semi-cautious going into the second leg because, as you said, 1 goal from Madrid and then that's it. The tie's done.
Yeah.
So I think we got to be slightly cautious with it. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's whoever gets the first goal.
Big Six Monts because he's been waiting a while. He hasn't said much of a piece. What do you think, Monts? What can we do from here? Are you in the camp of thinking it's done? Or are you in one of those camps where you're thinking there's a slight chance? What do you think, Monts? Because you just look really down. Talk to me, bro.
Do you know what? It's probably the quietest I've been in the last 100 streams I've done. I don't know. But they shot me. They shot me when I said to get rid of Kabak once the loan's done in it. They said, you know, everyone wants to keep him. I think I was the only one in one of the surveys that said, you know, to get rid of him. Like, these are the big games. These are the games that matters. It doesn't matter about all the past games. Yeah, you can go on a little run. You can win a few games here and there, put in a few good performances. But when you come against elite attackers and elite players, what's the last elite game we played with elite attackers going out? What's the last game we played? For anyone, that's free for anyone to answer.
Probably Man City.
Man City, yeah.
Right, yeah, City.
I don't.
So Kabak and Phillips haven't actually played against.
I don't think Kabak played in
No.
Man City.
No, I'm not saying.
He played against Chelsea.
Chelsea.
So
Even
we
Everton.
actually haven't seen these boys play against serious ballers. Serious ballers. You hear what I'm saying? So the first time these men come against serious ballers, they were chasing shadows.
Yeah.
For the whole game, they were chasing shadows. So again, like, we need to come out of this aura where it's like, yeah, we're good and we're okay. We're not okay. It's just that we're able to be up to decent is where we're able to compete.
Yeah.
And after that, we are at that level. We need to get used to the level that we're at right now. Mane needs to hold bench. I don't know what's happened to him, but he needs a holiday. He cannot start. It's not warranted.
He's got Turkey, man. He needs to get that hairline back.
Because people can say the midfield got Ranchu, but in the second half, the midfield actually played very well as a collective. Thiago actually came on and made a big difference. But when the ball got fizzed into Mane's feet, literally, when the ball got punched into Mane's feet, on a few occasions he did beat the player, which is.
Yeah,
he just fall over, like he's falling over. Modric is clamping him. He's doing front flips. Like our midfield did not get Ranchu in that second half. The difference is the defense. Naby, do you get? It's the defense. Like Trent actually had a good game. I don't want to. He made the mistake and he was a bit isolated. But overall, in that second half, especially, Trent was causing problems. Anything he was doing was coming through Trent. Robertson, it's like people. Has anyone just forgotten that Robertson hasn't put in a single cross in like 7 games? Robertson hasn't put in a successful cross in 7 games.
Straight back.
Think about it. But because Robertson is the best left back in the world, and he's just having a bit of an off season, people just forget about it. Like, nothing really comes back down the left, but the goal came from the left as well. The third goal comes from the.
I just feel they don't trust. I think there was a trust issue with the second half. It was a big game, and I feel that the Kabak and Phillips, like you were saying, Monts, they did their well in a couple of games in the Premier League against respective opposition with Wolves and even Arsenal and Sheffield United. They played, but I just feel that with Kabak and Phillips, their time for having good performances was going to run out because they come out with elite attackers, and I don't feel the team trusts them as a centre back partnership. And with Phillips, I want to keep as a squad player, but with Kabak, I'm sorry, I don't really want us to get him. I don't understand the hype before. I really don't. I thought it was crazy.
Does anyone else still want to keep him now?
He wants to say a quick piece before he goes. Jerseyboy, can you hear me? Because your microphone's muted.
Yeah. I was just quickly because I need to go. I just want to say that we are going to get. I don't think we're going to be in the next part of the Champions League. And when Theo said, Theo, you've got the wrong competition, mate. It's the UEFA Conference League. And we don't even have the anthem for that, so we don't even know what the anthem for that is yet. But I'm just telling you guys this. We are absolutely screwed. That 3-1. I know we got the away goal, but do I really think against Vinicius, Benzema, them lot again, we're going to keep a clean sheet? No. If we win 3-1, then we go on to penalties. We could go 3-1 and go to penalties.
I know this is bad.
Jerseyboy, we made them
I don't want to go down there, but for me, boy, this is bad. What I'm going to say, our best bet is probably some of their players getting a bout of COVID. Do you know what I mean? For the next leg, because
I'm not with that.
Hold it there, man. For me, as Jerseyboy said, I cannot see us keeping them out. I can't. And that
6-2. 6-2 on aggregate. I'm calling it now 6-2 on aggregate.
You know, Finners have to go up in a bit. What do you think, Finners? What's your thoughts in, you know, for the tie next week?
Listen, just a recap on the game. Yeah, like, listen.
I have to go now, but see you guys later.
Cheers, Jersey.
Take care, Jersey. Thanks for being with us. Thank you.
We don't have the dynamic of mobility between Phillips and Kabak. Yeah, Monts said it straight away. Yeah, we can't compete with the mobility of players like Vinicius coming between the lines. Like you saw it in the first goal that he scored. He just absolutely bullied them with his movement. Obviously, our focus was on Benzema coming into this game. Yeah, we was like, oh, Benzema. He's La Liga player of the month. This and that. He's scoring form. Benzema dragged the man and allowed the path for Vinicius's run to be successful. And with HMS Phillips and HMS Kabak, these men stuck in the mud.
Fuck, man.
Literally, like they're docked up at Canary Wharf right now. I swear, like someone let them go because
it looks like a lot of people are not feeling Kabak. So would
you know what?
Guys, would you think we should renew it, keep it on?
Done.
You know,
everyone wanted to keep him though.
It's done.
No, you know what?
Just renew it for another 12 months.
With Kabak, yeah, like he's not. I'm okay with him being fourth, fifth choice. Like that, I'm alright with that. Like if you look back at historic teams in the past, they don't always have absolute worldies going through. Like I'm okay with that. I'm not trying to see him start 10, 15 games. Also, he's playing alongside Nat Phillips in it. That also comes into play.
He needs to develop.
If Kabak's
he doesn't suit our system.
He's looking way better.
Sorry, guys. Get up. We're just going to say a quick piece before you go.
Yeah. Sorry, lads. I have to leg it off. Yeah, look, it's obviously a big second leg. We'll just have to come out. I don't want to hear like someone has COVID and injuries. I just think we need to come out like Barca before against Dortmund. Come out with that intensity, that energy, that drive, that attitude, that passion. Because we're not going to have fans, so everything is on the players now. I've always said the players owe Klopp more than what he owes them. He's made careers out of this. He's turned them from superstars. We just going to come out, no more excuses. Have a go at Madrid. We did make them look a lot better tonight. Probably apart from Modric and Kroos. We made them look for it a lot better tonight. But look, we'll see how it goes. But lads, enjoy.
Yeah, thanks for coming. And that was Darren. Guys. I didn't mean anything bad by that. Klopp Talk TV's been waiting for a while. Klopp Talk TV, anything you want to add to this discussion? You look really down, man.
Well, I just think with, like Monts alluded to it, you know, I think every time Kabak and Nat Phillips have performed, it's been against the solid teams, the physical teams. But when you play against the real big boys and the really elite of the elite, who can just play football at the highest intensity and the highest pace, they just don't suit our system. They cannot do that high line. So I cannot see us keeping Kabak if. And I don't want to keep Kabak if we're going to consistently over a season play that high line. I just don't think it's going to work. You know, I don't mind Nat Phillips personally because, you know, I feel like he can be fifth or maybe even fourth choice centre back. Still think we need Konate and one more though. If we get this Konate deal over the line, I still feel like we need that one more because I don't think that Kabak suits our system, if I'm being honest with you. If we switch to a more defensive formation, which I cannot see a Klopp changing his philosophy and his way of playing, I just cannot see us keeping Kabak. I just cannot see it.
Big up Welford TV in the place. He's just joined us. And before we get you started, Big Six Bants has to go, so he's just going to say something before he shoots off.
Ben, you still want to keep him?
Oh, Monts, go. Just go. Don't even ask me questions. Just get off, Monts.
No. I mean, listen. Judging based on the second half, Shaq looked sharp. He looked really sharp. And I think today was another, you know, as much as I really enjoyed little bits of Jota's performance today, you know, coming in between the lines a little bit, there were times where the ball in transition from midfield to attack, it just kept breaking down. Yeah. Who's the man that connects midfield to attack? It's pretty obvious, isn't it?
Bobby usually does this for us. 100%.
So, you know, why not just, now that Mane shows that right now he cannot start, Bobby has to start. connect
Jota on the left.
midfield
It's
to
like
attack.
Klopp-
Yeah,
Klopp-
get
Mane
Jota
though.
on the left.
Mane's undroppable.
Yeah.
I don't think Mane should be dropped. In my opinion.
No, he has
Why?
to be dropped.
Why not?
Why?
My
If it was
reason
Salah,
why
if
is
it was
because I
Salah,
think there's
everyone's gonna get dropped.
I'm not saying his
Mane's
performance
been moving. Mane's been moving crazy.
I'm not saying his performances have been good. I just think he needs a little, and maybe one game dropped, but I think he just needs a bit of a talking to by Klopp. He needs to play a bit more simple. He's overcomplicating it a lot. I don't think he necessarily needs to be dropped. I just think he needs to have a little sit down with Klopp. Klopp can give him a bit of talking to, whatever, and then Mane can go back to doing the basics properly, because Mane is such a threat and he's incredible on that left. For me, I still maintain he's one of the best left wingers in the world, and I don't think he needs to be dropped, because I still think he offers an attacking threat. It's just he's making the wrong decisions in a lot of time, and I think in the Premier League every
He
game
offers
needs
an attacking threat. Yeah, I do agree.
Attacking, but he's got.
But he's dry.
Yeah, he's
playing against us.
Standards, man.
He's playing against us right now.
Welford TV, any thoughts?
I think Sadio offers
No.
the most. Yeah.
I just feel I'm so upset because the fact that well we played against Arsenal was so promising going into the game. Today I was very confident in Madrid. Were just so comfortable for the whole game. I think defensively they look solid, weren't under much pressure at all. The midfield three of them is perfect. That Casemiro tackles everything. Cruz and Modric are just, both of them can just pick a pass out of anything, and it's just I'm just so ashamed and just disappointed with the lads. I feel like for me, no one really I can give any credit to today. I think everyone was quite poor, and it's a really shame to see. We could have put a massive shout out to the rest of the Champions League with tonight with a decent performance, a couple of goals, maybe staying in the tie. But I feel like for me to try and keep them not scoring in Anfield next week is going to be very, very hard. And to even score 2 goals at Anfield. When was the last time we scored 2 goals at Anfield?
Exactly. This is the thing. What do we do for the weekend? You know, we've got another Premier League game against Villa. What do we do for that?
It's a must win. We don't have any room for error. If we drop 1 point in the next few games, we're out the top 4. We can't drop.
And he better not start resting players. I don't want to see him start going like, "Oh, let's drop Salah, let's drop all these." Don't just play the strongest team you have. You need to win every game as possible. Something's up with Mane, you know. He needs dropped. He's dropped the other 2.
He's playing against us. He's playing against us. He's doing what Willian was doing for Arsenal. I promise.
When I see
Finners,
Mane,
what do you think, Finners? I'm gonna go to Finners because he's got to shoot us shortly. What do we do?
I mean, JK will testify. We had a brief discussion earlier on Ryan LFC's channel, and I just don't think it's acceptable. Like, I feel like the fall off in Mane has just been so detrimental to our season. Obviously, you rely on the system to work for itself, right? Obviously, Mane has been pivotal for us going forwards in the last few seasons. But this year, the drop-off, we already know what the Firmino drop-off is. And this is what I was trying to explain to JK, is that Firmino's dropped off in terms of goal scoring and creating, but he's also got that flexibility of dropping into CAM for us, And we're seeing him do that to be the transition between the midfield and the attack. But when you're a solid left winger and you're not doing anything, game on game, you're putting in 5s and 4s in the Champions League and in the league. And then just one little extension onto what Welford said was like, I just forgot my point now.
I hate them ones.
No,
Welford
had a really good point and I just lost it.
Yeah. All right, then let's go to someone else. Klopp Talk TV.
Going to the Mane point, I think when you see Salah, if that was Salah, we'd all be calling for him to be dropped. In my opinion,
exactly.
I feel like though Mane, 2 years ago, you get Mane on the ball, he's a bit more unpredictable than the other 2. I feel like whenever Salah's on the ball, he'll always go to cut in on that left foot, and Firmino will always look to give it. I feel like when Mane had that ball, you don't know if he's going to go left. You don't know if he's going to cut back onto the right. You don't know what's going to happen.
But that's what makes him a good player, though. The ability.
He's a good player, but when he's not showing, his good player, he needs to be dropped. Like JK, I ask you a question, mate. So you know, for Villa, will you play Naby Keita? Do you want Naby Keita to start?
Well, I think it would make more sense to have started Naby Keita against Villa than to have started him tonight, because I don't know.
off tonight's performance, would you start Naby on against Villa? Like just off tonight's performance, not tactic wise. Off this performance, would you?
I haven't really thought about the midfield that should start against Villa, but
No, I just mean just yes or no. Would you play Naby on against Villa?
He's playing well in training though.
Maybe.
Yeah, I know. I get this, but I just want to prove a point. Yeah, that's all.
I'd say maybe.
But off tonight's performance, Naby Keita, that's one of the worst performances he's ever had in a Liverpool shirt. And the same with Mane. Mane was poor, so he needs to be changed. You can't just keep on going.
You don't have to just drop someone just based on one performance.
Firmino's been dropped. Firmino's been dropped the past couple of games. Salah's been dropped against Fulham. Salah and Bobby have both had nightmares and both been dropped. Mane's been consistently playing and he's been poor. He's not been good enough. Put a shot on the left, put Firmino down
in the middle. Mane was fine against Arsenal. Mane was fine against Wolves.
Yeah, so was Firmino. Firmino's alright. Salah was alright. The consistently perform.
Alright to poor is not good enough, and that
exactly. And Jota is good enough to fill his
Salah's
boots.
performances as well have been shocking.
But he scores goals. He scores goals.
Mane is so much better than Salah in terms of.
Yeah, I agree, mate. But he doesn't score goals, does he?
I think
Salah score goals.
Criticism because he's been popping up with the goals.
I don't care about Salah, please. He scores goals.
One at a time, please, guys. One at a time.
Can I just say one little thing to JK quickly? Is that JK, you said that every single point out of the remaining fixtures is entirely pivotal for our season, yeah?
Right.
So off the basis of that comment, would you now utilize Mane in the way that you're saying for the rest of the season based on the performances that he's given this season?
I'd carry on playing Mane, Jota and Salah for the rest of the Premier League.
You would drop Bobby and not have that transition in between midfield.
Not even try it out.
I'd carry on playing Mane, Jota and Salah for Villa. Yes, that's the front three I'd play.
For the rest of the season, though, knowing that every single point is going to be pivotal for our Champions League push.
Yes, no, because that's what I think our best front three is. Unless maybe when we play against Burnley or Southampton, or when we play against a team with less of an attacking threat, then that's when we can play the front four. But in terms of Villa, a decent team for this game coming up, I would play against Mane, Jota and Salah. I think that's fair enough, to be honest.
We've got a big 2 games ahead of us. If Liverpool want to still stay in this Champions League and qualify for the Champions League next season, we've got a huge 2 games.
I understand if Mane is dropped. I understand it. I do understand it. I fully understand it. It's just I have a bit of a I think I have too much of an emotional connection to that. But
I agree.
Go on, chime in. Go on, Theo.
Yeah, carry on.
Yeah, I'm just going to say Shaqiri gets in over Mane at the minute, 100% for me. Like, he came on tonight and he was decent. I mean, I know none of the team played well.
Yeah, Firmino was decent as well.
Yeah, but he came on and he was all right. So for me, at the minute, Shaqiri starts over Mane.
Can I just say, in regards to the Salah and Mane thing, why do people seem to think that Salah is having bad games? Salah, forget the goals. Let's just take away the goals. Salah hardly is Salah losing the ball as much as Mane? No.
Yes.
He's no way.
He is.
We must be watching different games because let me land for a second. We must be watching different games because when Salah's playing forward passes, Mane is the one miscontrolling the passes. Mane cannot even control the ball properly at the moment. At least Salah is controlling the ball.
Have you seen Salah's right foot? Salah doesn't have a right foot.
Right foot doesn't matter, mate. He's scoring goals.
We can't talk about one.
He's scored 20 odd goals this season.
Let me
land.
Levels.
Yeah,
we're talking about performances. We're not talking about.
Salah's had better performances than Mane this season.
Lads, let me land. Let me just finish.
One at a time, please, guys. Please.
Let me just finish what I'm saying. For this point, Mane at the moment is struggling to control the ball. I haven't seen him put a cross in. These are all the things I'm seeing Mane that he's not doing. Yeah, and this is for remember we're comparing this for Mane's standards because remember Mane. You see him on the ball more than you see Salah because his traits, the things that he's so good and he's so dangerous at, is being a nuisance. Do you know what I'm saying, lads? He's a nuisance. He beats players. He's unpredictable. You don't know what side he's going. So but the thing is with Mane, he's never been a stats type of player. He will never, ever, ever come close to Salah as a stat man. So therefore, he relies on raw ability. So with this raw ability, if he stops if the raw ability side of his game capitulates, he is a lost cause.
What's left?
Because
What's left?
there's nothing left. Now with Salah,
he's a
his
goal
goals
scorer.
and his stats never drop. But at least he is not. It's not like he's never in the game. He's there at pivotal moments, and he is a sound footballer. He's a sound footballer. Technically, it's not that he's awful. Technically, he doesn't lack. He'll lose the ball a few times. Yeah. He'll get on the ball. He'll shy away more than Mane does, but his consistency does not drop. And when it does drop, he gets slated for it. Mane cannot provide the stuff that Salah does statistically, so he is heavily reliant on his ability, raw ability as a player, and all these attributes. He's not shown that this season, so he has to. He can't play unless it changes. He can't play.
Agree.
I agree, like pretty much with like 75%, because this is a very like niche kind of argument, because we're trying to talk about the intricacies of the difference between Salah and Mane, and if we're going to talk about the entire season, then we need to look actually deep down and probably take each game. Sorry, my internet's quite bad. It's
not looking at you,
we need to take each game as it is, and therefore make a proper evaluation of their performance, because it's easy to just generalize about how they have been this season based on stats and based on media rhetoric and based on what fans are saying. But the thing is, in terms of the stats, I mean, we can't forget what Sadio is. I know I'm just bringing up last season. He did get 18 goals from out of play and 22 goals.
Last year he's like the best winger in the world. I agree with that.
But that's a bit of proof that he can reach Salah's level in terms of stats. Obviously, I understand the difference between them, that Salah is able to get a goal even when he's been utterly shit, which is my motto for Salah, is he's very good and very bad in the same game. And Connery made a good point about Salah. That's what we have to accept with Salah. He's not as technically gifted as Mane. He's not going to get past the man as much. He's not as Mane is more unpredictable than him, in my opinion, in terms of their technical ability. But obviously, you're right, Salah does crop up. But I just think it's a bit unfair to be saying that Mane's been consistently poor when a lot of his performances haven't been that bad. It's just he hasn't had the output. If we go through the game against Arsenal, he wasn't bad. He had a good.
Isn't that what he's paid to do though, as a winger, as a striker? No, is that not what his job is?
Yes, but he's a winger. I mean, he's a winger.
Salah's a winger though.
But Mane,
Let me just stop you there, guys. We're going to end this shortly. I really appreciate all your points and opinions. I'm going to jump off shortly. So I'm just going to say something before we go. What's the team to start for the second leg? Just quickly, just give me a few answers, please.
Shaq.
I could name you the full team if you want.
Where's Shaq playing?
Huh?
Where's
well, Wijnaldum can't play.
I won't play Shaqiri. Boys, I'm not being free, but I won't play Shaqiri. I'd have Mane over Shaqiri, maybe.
Wijnaldum can't play, and he got yellow. Can't play.
Is he suspended?
Wijnaldum didn't get a yellow. Wijnaldum didn't get a yellow.
Weird and Wonderball. Anything to say? Weird and Wonderball.
You know what? I've just changed my mind again. I'm saying second leg. We gotta fucking go for it, man. 4-2-3-1.
We got nothing.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Do you start Firmino?
The team that plays against Arsenal in the second half.
Exactly, Finn. Exactly, Finn.
In the second half.
Bobby in the 10. You know what?
Just play the same team you played against Arsenal.
We need a good performance against Villa as well, because if we're lethargic,
and
Liverpool the past couple of months,
Start Origi.
You know what I'm saying? But guys, we're gonna end it here now. I really appreciate you coming through. You know, keep it chin up. As they say, you never walk alone. This is Liverpool. Don't sleep and don't give up on our team. Come on, boys. Big up to yourself, Theo Woods. Big up Klopp Talk TV. Big up my man Finners. Big up Wierd and Wonderball. Big up Welford TV, Finn. And big Six Bants Monts. And don't forget JK1892. So yours is truly Laser LFC. Don't forget to show these guys love. Don't forget to subscribe to their channels. Give them a follow as well on their respective Instagram pages. I'm out of here.
Bum, 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 bum.
Start Origi.